If you've been with me on this channel for a little while, then you know that I've been conducting a series of interviews with veteran leadership and executive coaches. I've been having these long form interviews to give you a lot of insight into the world of leadership and executive coaching and to give you ideas on how you can be a more effective coach and have a more successful practice. In this clip, I've taken a selected question and answer from one of the past interviews to give you an opportunity to reinforce an existing point if you've already watched the whole interview, or to give you an opportunity to just learn a little bit from this executive coach. If you like this question and answer and you haven't watched the whole interview, I highly recommend that you find it on this channel and do so. Has it been your experience that growing companies want coaching and consulting?
Well, let me say this. Let me make one slight correction. It's going to be JCG Consulting Group. And we like to consider ourselves to be a boutique organization, a hybrid, if you will, a hybrid of executive coaching and consulting. I think that one leads to the other. I think that you have to be able to do both as an organization, because ultimately, if you're working with an executive and you're working around behavior change, say, for instance, behavior change is also going to drive a change in the thought processes of that executive. What happens from that is not only the thought processes change, but how that executive sees the organization now, because there's been somewhat of a paradigm shift. As that executive sees the organization differently, different processes come to mind. So now I've moved from being an executive coach, coaching someone around behavior change, such that it would position them for a better position in the organization. Now the processes have changed, because that's had to change in order to act differently in those behaviors. So now you're talking process improvement, which leads from executive coaching to full-fledged consulting. So my thought process is, you can't do one without the other, because ultimately the client would probably want some deeper work, whether the deeper work is in executive coaching or whether it's in consulting. So we pride ourselves in being able to offer both.
And so if I understand you correctly, Terry, the coaching usually leads to the consulting?
It goes both ways. Coaching can lead to consulting, or consulting can lead to coaching, depending on where you are. And once you understand the dynamics and the challenges that an organization faces, and once you begin to speak with the team, you understand the team and the challenges that they face, both as a collective and as individuals. So what I find is that growing companies always want coaching. What happens is, when you're coaching one individual, you have to consider the impact that you're having on the other individuals that will come into contact with this person. So that drives more coaching. Once the coaching happens, you understand more organizational challenges, which leads to consulting.
So it's great that you're flexible and able to offer both, rather than having to refer out to another company, for example.